It's Monday morning on the morning review right here at Prime Media TV. I'm Ayo, bringing you all of the headlines that we have to be reviewed with you this morning. And as always, we have some interesting stories that we'll be analyzing in the studio this morning. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, a story making round says, again, varsities face lockdown as workers begin strike today. The Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University has vowed to indefinitely shut down all activities in university across the country from Monday, which is today, when they embark on an indefinite strike. A statement made available to the Punch on Sunday and signed by National President Sanu Mohammed Ibrahim, General Secretary NASU, Prince Peters at AMU said the ultimatum it gave the federal government over it withheld salaries expired Sunday midnight. The unions are demanding, among others, the payment of the 4 months withheld salaries, improved remuneration, earned allowances, and implementation of the 2009 agreement with the government. The federal government had, through the Ministry of Labour and Employment, invoked the no work, no pay policy when the four university-based union embarked on a prolonged strike in 2022. Last October, President Bola Tinubu directed the payment of 4 of the 8 months without salary for the academic staff. It was finally paid in February. And here we have it again, these people going on the strike again, just because 4 months salary has been withheld. Here is the conversation that we are diving into. So let me come to you. You know, when we have conversations like this, it infuriates me. That's outside of, if I'm having this conversation outside, it infuriates me that we go embark on strike for a job that is done and you refuse to pay them. If they hadn't done the job in 2022, they came up with with that word, no work, no pay. If you go on strike, we are not paying you for the days you go on strike. So these people are sending a warning, giving you information beforehand. Pay us our money. Pay us our money. You refuse to pay them their money. They work for it, for crying out loud. So let me hear your own thoughts concerning this indefinite strike. What are you making out of it? What do you expect the government to have done? I know we took the story over last week, and here we are still having the same conversation. The government hasn't done anything. They haven't even said anything about it. What are you making out of this?
Well, it's so bad that this is happening again. It's so bad that, aside the fact that the students in Nigeria is being affected, it's so bad that in an economy that is as hard as Nigeria economy, people who has worked are still being owned, by the government. It's so bad that people are begging to be paid for their services. It's so bad, and it's unfortunate that it's actually happening. In as much as it's not the first time it's happening, it's further showing how unconcerned the Nigerian government is towards the people's feeling and welfareism. It's showing how their actions are not aligned with their words, right? Because whenever any of them is talking, they don't talk as if there's any problem in the country. But we have bunches of problems in the country. The fact that this body, or bodies rather, has actually given warnings. As a matter of fact, a lot of patience has been maintained by these people. And should I say their patience is being taken for granted, or that their sector is not considered important enough to be given attention, right? Because I don't know why you told people that no work, no pay, and they abide by that, right? So it seems in Nigeria today, it seems the citizens are even more law-abiding than the leaders, and it's so bad that this is happening. I just pray that the government intervene this time around, because if this strike should go on, and just as indefinite as they stated, it's going to affect so many people. First, students who are supposed to graduate this year may no longer be able to do so. Students who are preparing for exams may no longer be able to do so. A lot of things will be affected. People will be affected. And there's this saying that idle mind is the devil's workshop. All right? If students are now forced to return home, with all that is happening in the country, we'll have more number of people at home, and it will give room to so many crime in the heart, which will not be good for the nation. So I hope the government will do something about this.
Yeah, you know, the annoying thing for me is that who should the government pay extra attention to if not these people?
Leaders, molders.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm just wondering that if you are paying this nonchalant attitude to the people who are molding the future of the next generation, you are passing a message. And the message is no other thing that even if you go to school, at the end of the day, we are not making any provision for you. But there is a way you can actually encourage people to go to school. I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and the woman was saying that the person wanted to help her daughter with her admission. You know, because admission now is now by connection in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If you don't know, gaining admission in Nigeria now
It's
is by
not by
connection. It's not by
Yeah.
it's not by your scores or what you get in school any longer. It is now by connection. She said the person asked them to bring 100,000 naira just for, okay, I want to help your daughter so that because out of the names that they are going to rule out, her name will be included. According to that person, she was saying that is how they do it.
Now,
That you have to pay.
when you are going by
So
this
what
connection,
then is the essence of having to write exams when you know you have to go through man just for your child to gain admission? That's not the juicy part of it. The woman said something. Now, she was in her words. She said, "I'm even tired. Even after all the struggle, imagine it is not school fees and all of that. The child will still go to school, come back and become jobless because the job market is not favorable." So the message that I, for one, is seeing that the Nigerian government is passing is that they are passing a message saying that we are not interested in your future. Work out a future for yourself. That is why you would see that a lot of students out there, they would say, those of you who went to school, what later became of you? Even though I do not encourage that. But we can see that in the attitude of our leaders. Imagine, these people have sent countless warnings before now that we are embarking on strike. Pay us our money. We work for it. Imagine an economy as hard as this. Even people that are working and getting their salary at the end of the month, they are complaining. Talk more of people who did not even have access to their salary for 4 months. How are they surviving?
And
how are they going to work? And they transport themselves to work. They eat. They have families that they have to take care of. They have bills that they have to pay. Yet, it is out of that mental imbalance that they still go to class to impact the students. So how will they be able to impact the students? Now they are embarking on indefinite strike. These students will go back to their houses. They will add up to the number of youths who are at home doing nothing. And like the popular saying, an idle mind is a devil workshop. They have nothing doing. This is an opportunity for a lot of things to happen. Kidnapping, it will increase. Fighting, stealing will increase. Even though it is not these people that are perpetrating this thing, but there is a way as a leader,
when the mind is not
the environment. You create the environment for the students to thrive in their own little way. When they go to school, they know that okay, the government has provided the infrastructure. Then we are saddled with the responsibility of doing the needful to ensure that we create a future for ourselves. But this is unfair. These people are going on strike. I was even expecting, we took a story earlier with our guest analyst where the Minister of Information was saying that the president is not even aware of what is happening in the society. I was expecting him to even say something about the people embarking on strike. He never mentioned anything about that. So the question is, what will be the future of the next generation? What will be the future of students who are currently in school, who will be going, who as a result of this strike would stay back at home? What will be their future?
Elongating their number of years in the university.
It infuriates me when we have conversations like this and our leaders do not even count it as important. So for what the Minister of Finance has said, I would say that he's not even aware these people are going on this strike.
Honestly,
he's not, because if he is,
it's bad because like I said earlier, that when you see some of these people talk, they talk as if there is no problem in the country, but in reality we have lots of problem in the country. Just like our guest analyst earlier said, that they speak in favor of their paymaster. And it ought not to be so. Honestly, should these people embark on this strike today, it's going to affect a whole lot of things. And, the government is actually pushing the people to the point of what our guest analyst ended his talk with, that one day monkey go market, he no go come back. He's getting to that point where they are gradually pushing people to the point of fearlessness. Point of, what will happen should happen now, and because you don't beat a child and expect that child not to cry. The country now, it's not as if people are enjoying free education, but pay the teachers, pay the staff so that they can. Now, people are paying school fees, and as a result of government not playing their part, playing their role, the students will now be forced to stay back at home. It's so bad. It's so bad that that the people are more law abiding than the makers of the law. So it's so bad, and I honestly hope that something will be done. I
Yeah,
just hope that something will be done.
definitely, because really, it is so appalling that after several ultimatums that these people has given to the Nigerian government, the Nigerian government did not even deem it fit. And when I say the Nigerian government, I'm just speaking about government at all levels. They did not deem it fit to pay these people their money. The question is that the students not pay their school fees, because they would usually say that students are not paying that. It is not a free education, even though they subsidize it for the students. But if you go to some of those universities, you would be amazed at the amount of money that each student is paying per session. And you are wondering that with the amount of money they are paying, staffs of the university are not even being paid. So it is so bad that several ultimatums has been given. The ultimatums were not addressed. The ultimatum were not taken into cognizance. They did not even say anything to just calm the mind of the staff not to go on this strike. And they are saying that, okay, we are pushing you to do your worst. And the people will definitely do their worst. But the question that I have for the Nigerian government is that, what plan do they have for the future of Nigerians? What plan do they have for the future of the Nigerian students? The president, in his October 1st speech, he said there's going to be a 30 days confab. I would like to ask a follow-up question. That 30 days confab between the leaders and the youth, has it held until now? Are we hearing anything about it? So you would see that usually when our leaders make reaction, or they react to a particular thing, the reaction is just to stop the people from talking for now. On the long run, you don't get to hear anything. You don't get to see follow-up. And it is so bad. They are actually pushing the people to their limits. I appreciate what those people are doing. Let them go on the strike. After all, it is a no work, no pay. Then they would know that time, since they are not protesting, they would use it to do something else to make money for themselves.
And at last get paid for the ones they've done.
Exactly. So the people who will be affected here is the Nigerian students, definitely. But I think it is high time that the Nigerian students begin to know that your leaders are not interested in your future. They are not interested in making any plans for your future. You have to do the needful to create a future for yourself, because this is where it is getting up to in Nigeria. On this note, this is all that we'll be able to take on the newspaper review segment right here at Prime Media TV. If we keep on talking, we will never exhaust words in the studio. I would like to hear the thought of Nigerians on all that we see happening in the country. What are you making out of the strike that the ASUs are embarking on? Indefinite strike. No date has been given on when they are most likely to end this strike. How are you seeing this? How do you see this impacting when the government will be paying the salary of those people? How do you see this impacting the students? We have highlighted some. But what else do you think of all the stories that we have taken with you this morning? Please do well to drop in your comments in whatever platform that you're watching us from. On Facebook, we're Prime Media TV. On Instagram and TikTok, we're Prime Media Studios. On the website where you're currently watching us, we are Engine Speak. You can follow us on our YouTube channel at Prime Media TV. Drop your thoughts and we look forward to your response. Till I come your way again, I am Ayo. Do have a great day.